Welcome, Jordan here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the truth around deeper internal work, spirituality, and different aspects that are portrayed in certain ways online. And I want to give you the truth in this because I do this deeper work with men on a weekly basis. And I want to share with you the things that are really going to help you unlock that next level within yourself that you're probably terrified of, okay? Because the truth about deeper internal work or spiritual work in any way, shape, or form is that it is challenging. It's not this kind of woo-woo, nice, feel good, everything's going to be amazing, and then that's it. There's times for that, but that's one side of it. The other side of it is actually getting to the darker aspects of why you're not experiencing that in the first place. So when we look at what that light is, let's look at it from light and darkness perspective. To experience the light, the fulfillment, the joy, the aspects of life that make you excited, light up, right? Financial abundance, love, health, like all the amazing things that we all want from life. That's the light. How much you experience this in your life is directly correlated to how much darkness you can go into and comfortably sit with. I'm going to repeat that. The degree that you experience this light in your life, the amazing, beautiful things and feelings and experiences that you want in your life, will be directly correlated to how deep you can go into the darkness. Can you sit with the discomfort of the neglect that you felt as a child? Can you sit with the discomfort of being in the void of not knowing what the next step is? Can you sit in the darkness of the things that may have happened in your life that you feel deeply ashamed about or embarrassed about or terrified of? Because I've been there. I understand. It's challenging. It really is. But on the other side of that darkness is the things that we truly want. That's polarity. It's the duality of the world that we live in. And if you're not able to sit in this darkness, you're not able to even ask the deeper questions, or you're not able to go into understanding more about your shadow, or understanding that there is parts of you that are holding you back externally, but they're coming from the internal. When we don't address those things, we don't experience light or dark. We experience the gray zone of where things are vanilla. Life is okay. Things are boring. Things are mediocre. They're not great, but they're not that bad either. And that's a miserable place to live. I lived there for many years of my life, right? I was trying to figure all this stuff out. And it was only when I started to go deeper into those aspects of myself that were calling me constantly to go inwards. Because life, reality, is simply a mirror. And when you have the desire to expand and grow and receive more of this light, receive more of this beauty in the world, more fulfillment, more financial abundance, more love, and you want those things, you get mirrored back in reality the challenges that are going to help you do that. Because we have to feel like we're earning those things. If you were just given everything that you wanted at the click of a fingers, you wouldn't appreciate it. You wouldn't be grateful for it. So therefore, to experience these things, we have to be able to go into the darkness. But then when we experience those challenges, many times, we start to get frustrated at the fact that we're facing challenges. But you asked for those challenges. And now you're turning away from them as if they shouldn't be there. But they're exactly what you asked for, because they're the things that are going to help you grow and expand into actually experiencing this side fully. So it's a paradox. But it's something that we can find a rhythm with, beautiful, beautiful rhythm with, if we really want to. So we have to be able to go inwards. We have to be able to go into the darkness, right? I speak with many business owners, many sales professionals on a weekly and monthly basis. And there's this fixation with constantly chasing new strategies and new tactics and new ways of doing more, or scripts or systems or whatever the case is. There's a time and a place for that. And it's absolutely 100% important. But at the end of the day, the journey and the transformation that you're looking for to experience all of this is internal. All of these things that you're actually looking to experience are internal. You want more financial abundance to feel what it's like to be abundant. You want more love in your life so you can feel love. You want more fulfillment in life because you want to feel like what it's like to be on purpose. They're all feelings. They're all emotions. So when they're all emotions, wouldn't it make sense to address the deeper emotions that are stopping those from being experienced in the first place? Think about that for a second. We're in the constant chase of doing more strategies, more tactics, more ways to do this, more ways to do that, how to be more productive, how to write better, how to do this, how to do that. There's all different things that we can learn, and there's skill sets to be developed 100%. But to feel these things, which is inevitably what we're looking for, and if you haven't admitted that to yourself, then I would challenge you to think about that for a second. You're looking for a feeling. And if you're truly looking for a feeling, it would make sense to address the deeper aspects of yourself. It doesn't matter how spiritual you think you are. It doesn't matter how much you meditate. It doesn't matter how much you do all the right things. If you're not addressing the deeper aspects of the reasons why you're not experiencing these things in the first place, you will never experience them. Because we can get locked up in our own cycle of thinking that we are somebody that we're not, right? We have to constantly challenge ourselves and go inwards and be like, hey, is this actually me? Am I showing up authentically here? Am I being delusional here? Am I not addressing these darker parts of myself, but then also at the same time desiring this in my life and doing nothing about it and doing exactly the same as I always was? Because that's delusional. At some point, you got to face the music. And the beautiful thing about this is when you face the music, you actually get the transformation that you're looking for. You actually address the things that are holding you down, stopping you from actually rising naturally. And to truly step into a leadership position, whether that's just in your career, in your relationship, in your business especially as well, especially if you're serving people or you're in sales and you're speaking with people on a day-to-day basis. Like, this is so incredibly important because your energetic frequency is going to translate to the person that you're speaking to. It's not about what you say or how well you can use words. Again, part of it, not saying we're disregarding that at all, but it's part of it. The words hold a frequency. You hold a frequency. Everything holds a frequency. When you don't address the darker parts, you're pulled down by them, which affects your words, how you show up, how people experience you, how you experience yourself, all of these things. The deeper internal work and tapping into being more spiritual is not just a nice thing to have. It's the work that actually gets you to where you want to be, to these feelings that we're talking about over here. It's the real work. It's the real work. But as people, we just tend to chase the things that are much easier. It's like you chose a harder path by going and creating more freedom and going off and looking for the better life, the good life. And we go for that good life and we take the steps to get there and we see some progress and we see some results, but then we ignore the actual aspects that are going to help us really transform. And it's understanding that you are an energetic being and that the things that you do not address will constantly pull you down. They constantly pull you down until you address them. They're being mirrored back to you in your reality right now. Right? Whether it's something that I say may trigger you, or something that someone else says, or something that you see, or something that you experience, or the people that you're bringing into your life. All the different things that we attract into our lives, right, are mirrors back for the parts of us that we're not addressing, because we have the desire to grow and expand. So therefore, the game is, hey, I'm going to show you all of these things in your reality so that you can grow and expand, because that's what you asked for. And if you don't address those things, then what are we doing here? What are we doing? That's the thing. So there's an ebb and a flow in everything. There's a time for tactics and strategies. There's a time to get more training. There's a time to learn a skill set, 110%. But it's 20%. The other 80% is you. Wouldn't it make sense to work on you more than anything else? So ask yourself, like, where in my life am I seeing things being mirrored back to me that I'm just simply choosing to ignore? That I'm simply choosing to ignore? And what is my belief system that is holding this in place? What do I believe about myself that is actually causing me to be stuck right now? What is reality mirroring back to me right now? And lean into that. Take full ownership over those things. And realize that all the things you want to experience over here, right? Whether it's a lifestyle, money, love, your health, all of these different things. Yes, there's things to do. Absolutely. But it's not just about that. It's not just about doing more things. It's about working on the person who is doing those things. The container to transform your energetic frequency to align with that life that you desire to create and feel the feeling now, right? Feel the abundance now. Feel the love for yourself now, so that radiates outside of you into the world around you, so that you're not going after things from a place of lack, so that you're not going off and striving for goals because you feel like you need the goal to feel better about yourself, because when you get it, it will feel empty, and I know it because I've done it. So challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to go inwards. What are the things that you're afraid of that you're just not addressing? What are the things that you're over consuming on because you're trying to find answers outside of yourself? Your answers are not going to come from binge watching YouTube content. Your answers aren't going to come by looking at 100 different strategies to do something that you already know how to do. The work comes from doing the work on you. Deeper that you go into the darkness of your soul, that's when you experience the light. That's the most spiritual thing you can do. Because now you can show up from a place where you don't need things from people. You don't need outcomes. You don't need the things that you feel like you need. You don't need anything. And that's when you can actually serve. That's when you can actually transcend and break out of the matrix. Because when you're still pulled and driven by lack and fear and scarcity and need for validation or whatever the case is, there's deeper aspects on this side that are not being addressed, that need to be addressed to dissolve those things so that you can actually show up, grow and expand and transcend in the direction of you on your mission, achieving the things that you want to achieve and experiencing all the magic that life has to offer. Now, I'm not some guru sitting at the top of the hill with all the answers. I'm on the journey just like you, but this is the truth, and you know it's the truth. Doesn't matter how many times you watch videos on it. Doesn't matter how many times you look at the different areas of where this might not be true. It's the truth. So go inwards within yourself, ask the deeper questions, seek help and support when you need, and I wish you the best in your journey. I'll see you in the next video. It's been Jordan. Much love.